Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the streams. Why do you have two
I'm
pigs?
gonna punctuate every sentence you say with dual pigs.
Tony, I quit right now.
What?
You already failed. I'm Will Hungerford, lead developer here at Privateer Press. With me is William Oz Schoonover, wearing a shirt with his own face on it.
Hey, Riker's Irons in the chat. How you like my shirt? I was given a message by Riker's Iron before Lock and Load. Said, "Find me, I have a gift for you." And I was like, okay, this could get weird.
Sure.
And then when I was finally presented with it, I mean, I hate every photo of myself, but I mean,
you're gonna wear.
How can I not wear this, especially on a stream where the two of us are playing? And for once, finally, it's a game you wrote the rules for. So when you forget things and change them last minute, the community can yell at you for cheating.
That'll never happen.
Never happen.
So the stream's back, everybody. Welcome. Mm-hmm. We do stream here at Privateer Press. I know we've been off for a few weeks because of Lock and Load, but typically every Wednesday we do the Dev Hangout at 10 a.m. Pacific. Every Thursday we do Get Your Paint On with Jordan at 10 a.m. And we have two monthly shows, Staff Showdown, Primecast Live. You were watching the Staff Showdown. We are finally playing Riot Quest on stream. Mm-hmm. I am entirely too excited, and I need to bring it down a little bit because right now I feel like I'm yelling.
Don't blow out the mics.
I feel like I'm yelling, so I'm going to bring it. I'm going to be back a bit. So before we start talking about Riot Quest and playing the game and talking to all of you, man, we've got some news to cover.
It's been a while since we did
this. Woo, girl, we got some news to cover. Let's start with the mini crates.
How many we got now?
Three. So
Okay.
there's the War Machine and Hordes mini crate, and I want to remind everybody that the Midsummer Night's Dream, the alternate Orin, is available to order till July 19th, and the VIP model is still Bride of Arcadius, that if you do a 6-month sub, you get him. You have till August 19th, so you have till a little bit over a month and a half, basically, to still get your Bride of Arcadius. Yeah. Don't miss out. It'll ruin your life. Legend of the Five Rings mini crate, Togashi Kazooie? Yes, I got it right. You have till July 5th. That's 1 week left to pick him up. And the VIP model is Shoshuro Sadako.
That's a lady. They're both ladies this month.
Cool.
She's bald, but she's a lady.
Sure. I mean, you could paint stubble on, or like put a wig on, or just paint her bald. Mm-hmm. Bald people are fine.
There's
nothing wrong with it.
Luxurious hair, but just painted on a bald head.
However you want to. Now, let me talk about something I'm so crazy excited about. The third and newest mini crate line, the Savage mini crate, the works of Robert E. Howard. My God, I'm in love. It's available now. Dark Agnes is the first model that you can get in the line. She's available till August 12th. And if you do the 6-month sub, you get the VIP model in your next shipment, which is King Conan on the throne.
Yeah, Conan had to be the subscription model for the first launch.
I want to go in production. I want to disrupt their workflow. I want to steal 20 King Conans. I want to put him on every model I play in an army.
Yeah.
I want Cephalix Drudge King Conans.
Oh.
I want Dracodiles ridden by King Conans. Mm-hmm. I want King Conan in Riot Quest. I want that model. I want too many of them.
I'm the most excited, besides for Conan, for Solomon Kane. Because Robert E. Howard wrote lots of different stuff.
Yeah.
And Solomon Kane is also in the previews that people have seen the renders of. So that's pretty cool.
I agree. I'm super excited. So let's move on to some other news real fast. First off, Lock and Load was last week.
We just did Lock and Load.
So we had a keynote. We showed a bunch of videos that Tony, our video producer, is putting on the stream right now, made some really amazing videos. Tony, hi. Tony's smiling. You can't see him. Those videos and the keynote are now available on YouTube. So if you missed them, you can go to youtube.com/privateerpressprime and watch all the cool stuff, all the announcements. Yeah. New Riot Quest models, new Monpoc models, talked about Oblivion, talked about the Theme Force changes, talked about Warcaster. A lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff going on. But there's some other stuff I want to bring up. So there were some con exclusive models. There was a variety of them that were on sale, like the Lady Doom Reavers were one very, very popular one. And I want to let everybody know that those were available on the online store during Lock and Load. We're keeping those on the online store at store.privateerpress.com through tomorrow. So if you didn't get a chance to get them, you have until the end of the day tomorrow to go and order some of your exclusive models. If you were wanting Lady Doom Reavers, I can tell you there was a lot of con exclusives, but those were by and far super popular. People were getting those in obviously like multiple sets. They can run entire units of them. Yeah. So go grab those while you still can.
Those are also the first new Doom Reaver, like standard Doom Reaver swordsman models since 2003 or something. So So people have been waiting on a resculpt option for that
for
for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Couple of things that are on the store. The new paints are on the store. And Tony, can you switch to the Riot Quest bounty card cam real fast? That's right here. It's right here.
You don't have to rub the table.
There we go. There we see. We made it real. So I want to go through some of the paints. So first off, the 62 paints. We have the Asheth Gray. That is a very, very. Let me move that here. There we go. Very dark gray. We have the Mage Hunter Green. The Bad Bruise, which is like a.
This is the one I'm most excited about.
Very dark purple.
It's a lighter purple though than beaten purple. It looks like.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it dry, but in the pot it looks lighter. So a lighter purple is cool.
A new metallic Orgoth Bronze. Let me actually turn that one around a little bit and see if we can get a good view of it in the light. A pretty sweet new red, Amethyst Rose, kind of like a pink red.
Yeah.
That's come out. And the best thing we've ever made, Muddy Wash. Yeah. Muddy Wash is now available.
Yeah. I've been using Cossite Flesh as brown Muddy Wash.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this.
All of these are available on store.privateerpress.com. And then the other thing that we are putting up on the store that I want to show everybody is the Chibi pins are now available. So we've got Chibi Defender X, Chibi Gorgadra.
Yeah.
Then
Montauk bling on your bag.
The Chibi Infernal models.
Yeah, all your masters.
Zadaroth, Amadeus.
Amadeus is so small.
Amadeus. And of course, if you just want a super... Actually, there's a little bit of glare there. Let's see if we can get a shot. Yeah, there we go. He's the tiniest, biggest little Infernal master.
He's so small.
I'm coming for your souls. And of course, if you want to rep your new faction, the Infernal faction pin.
Yeah.
So, those are all available right now, store.privateerpress.com.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start playing Riot Quest.
Are we ready?
I'm
I don't
ready,
know.
man.
Maybe we should just cut the stream now and just be like, there you go, guys.
Good stream, everybody. Deuces.
Later.
All right, so we're going to get right into it. Oz and I are going to play a game. We are both playing 6-model crews. We have the models in the starter box. And James. Mm-hmm. And we're also using the Riot Gear cards found in the starter box and the Riot Gear card that came with James. So, Riot Quest is a game for 2 to 4 players. No rules change, no matter how many players you're playing with. I will say the one major difference is a 1v1 game. You don't have to worry about kill stealing. Where in multiplayer, you do. So your tactics might change a little bit, but that's about it. So the way a game starts is, all the players show up at the table. Everybody rolls a d6. Whoever rolls highest picks the map we're going to play on. You can roll, but we're playing on this map.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Whoever rolls lowest picks the bounty deck and the treasure deck that we're going to play over during the game. The bounty deck is a set 12 cards. They're 12 different cards, and they've got a logo on them. We're going to put out more and more bounty decks. You can't mix and match bounty decks. It's always like a set, these specific 12 cards in this deck, these specific 12 cards in this deck, and they're each kind of thematic. And these are the VPs. Throughout a game of Riot Quest, there's a shared market of 2 cards, always 2 cards. And when somebody claims one, more cards flip over. And these are various goals that you're trying to achieve in the arena. They've all got a VP total. That's a Riot Gear card, and that is not a bounty card at all, but it's pretty sweet looking.
Good job, Tony. Real close. There you go.
So there's an example of what a bounty card looks like. Some of them will have a setup that say, like, do something that you'll have to interact with in the arena, and then how you actually score it, and the number in the bottom right is the VP total. So the treasure decks are the type of treasure that'll show up in the arena, the kind of cool things that you'll find inside of them, and any special rules that you might have associated with those treasure chests. 1 second, we've got extra audio going on in the background.
You don't want to hear yourself behind yourself in a slight delay?
No.
That's cool, though. Come on.
There we go.
Tony was, maybe he didn't plug all the wires in or unplug all the wires when he was setting the studio back up.
No.
All this stuff was
we just redid it. So you roll off. Whoever rolls highest picks the map. Whoever rolls lowest picks the bounty and treasure decks. If there's a tie, multiple players, you just reroll for highest and reroll for lowest. Mm-hmm. So once you know what the map is and the bounty deck and the treasure deck you're playing over, then you build your crews. So there's a couple different like little formats you can pick. There's no point values on the models. Yep. So you have to do any sort of army list building. You pick on the fly based on your collection. But there's restrictions you can add, but we're going to play the base game.
Yeah.
And the base game is each player brings between 5 and 10 models on their crew.
Yeah.
So we're each bringing 6. Mm-hmm. You pick any ones you want out of your entire collection. You do want to kind of diversify the different classes and sort of what they do because it's good to have a good spread.
No, all rogues all the time.
You could do all rogues all the time if you wanted to.
Not that there's going to be 10 rogues out for the game for quite a while, but
yeah,
all rogues all the time.
And then you build a hand of Riot gear cards. These are upgrades you might be able to buy as the game goes on. But Tony, what is happening?
Is it a blue screen? Did we all die?
There we go.
I love you so much. I love you so much.
There's a hero card.
There is a hero card. And then you pick a hand of Riot gear cards equal to the amount of heroes you brought. So we each brought 6 Riot gear cards.
Yeah.
All right.
And the thing you didn't mention is every hero and card is unique, so you can't double up.
Correct.
So I can't take 9 James and a whole bunch of Wrath Rocks.
Yes, correct. You have to have one of each.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to the table, and let's go ahead and get started. We'll flip over the initial cards. Mm-hmm. We'll do the initial spawn in, and then we'll just start playing and kind of explain what we're doing as we go. So when the game first begins, first thing we got to do is see what our active treasure table is and see what our 2 active bounties are to start the game. So our first active treasure is going to be the locked chest. The locked chest has a special rule that says that rogues can open it without having to spend an action die. That'll make sense in a bit. And then there's the treasure table if anybody opens it of what things they might find inside. We roll a d6, roll a 4. So the treasure chest is going to appear on the 4 treasure beacon right here. Then we see what our starting bounties are. We have Get Lucky. If a hero rolls 2 or more super strikes, that's when the die shows 2 explosion symbols on it. So if a hero rolls 2 or more super strikes in any roll during activation, you claim the bounty. Mm-hmm. It's worth 1. So that one's just almost pure luck, but you can kind of mitigate it if you can add more dice to rolls.
Yeah.
And we have Brain Snatcher. This one has a setup. It says take the Cortex token. So let's find the Cortex token right here. And then place it on a random treasure beacon. So I rolled the 6. So the Cortex is chilling right here.
Okay.
And the goal for it is if you end your turn with 2 of your heroes adjacent to it, you claim the bounty, you steal the Cortex, and you get 1. So as soon as a player scores one of these bounties, it goes in their VP total, and then we'll end up flipping over a new card at the start of the next turn. The first player to 7 wins.
Yeah. We had a really interesting question in the chat saying, mathematically, can you run out of bounty cards with 4 players and no one hits 7?
Yes. Oh, because there is a generic card that is always available. We'll pull that up on screen real fast. It's called the Scrap card. And Scrap cards say whenever you knock out an enemy...
We're close.
We're getting there. We're almost there.
There we go.
We're almost there. When a hero you control knocks out an enemy with attack, claim this card. So at any time, you can always knock someone out and just score 1 VP. Yeah. So when the bounties run out, you rely on only Scrap cards.
Yeah, you don't reshuffle the bounty deck because you claim them as VPs, so you can track your score with the cards you get.
Yep. So we've seen what our opening treasure chest is. We've seen what our opening bounties are. So now we grab 6 action dice.
6 action dice.
And we're going to roll to see who is going to begin the turn with initiative.
I'm going to roll off camera.
I rolled 4.
I rolled a 2.
All right, so I'll start. So to begin the game, each player, we go around in order. You pick 1 hero, you say who it is, you roll a d6, and then they appear on the map adjacent to a random spawn gate. So looking at the map real fast, you got open spaces where people can clearly move. You've got obstacle spaces. These count as 2 spaces to move into. So somebody would be like 1, 2, 3. Then you've got the treasure beacons where treasure chests will appear. These are solid spaces. They're barrier spaces. You can't enter them and you can't move across them. And then you've got the spawn gates where heroes spawn. These are also barrier spaces. Mm-hmm.
So they don't block any kind of line of sight because there's no line of sight.
There's no line of sight in this game. So I'm going to pick Sir Dreyfus as my first. And he appears next to the 4, so I'm going to put him right there.
I'm going to pick Gubbin. He's my favorite.
Go for it.
Don't kill my Gubbin.
I'm going to kill your Gubbin.
I'm going to pop out the 3.
I really was hoping you would appear next to me.
Right next to you.
I'm going to do Dez next because I like having my giant bazooka, and I'm in Narnia, apparently. So I'm over here. If you could spawn some people near me, that'd be really cool.
Let's do Bamfist. Bamfist at the 5. 5 is over there by you. Hey, look at that.
I'm going to bring out my Eris. Also at the 5.
I like to punch Erises.
I'm going to be right over here.
You don't want to sit next to me so I can punch you without moving?
I don't know.
Come on. Let's do Dez. It's a 4. Ooh.
Hey, come hang out.
Hey, Dez's gun is range like 3. right? So I'll just...
You just hang back there and shoot my Dreyfus in the back of the head?
Shoot you in the back of the head.
And Balthazar Banfist will be my final one, and he's going to appear...
As a 2?
What the hell, man?
Here? Okay.
I needed you a little closer.
So I'm going to put out James. We don't have a James on the table at all. Where's James want to come out at? At the 4. Hi, how's it going?
So I'm blue team, you're orange team.
Yes, I am orange.
Okay. So in this game, you alternate activating heroes. You have 6 action die in your dice well. You pick a hero, and every hero can take up to 5 actions. You don't have to take all 5. You could take 1 if you wanted to. You could take 2. Every action you take costs a die. You spin that die out of your dice well, you put it on that hero, and when you're done, the next player goes. When it's your turn to activate another hero, you can't activate anybody who has dice on them. So when you spin dice on someone, you're basically locking them for the round, unless you have cards or abilities that let you take dice off of people, which are some of the strongest abilities in the game.
Yeah.
So there's 5 actions, 3 of which are very common, and 2 of which are a little bit uncommon. So the 3 common ones are run, where you spend a die to move a hero. You spin a die, every hero has a speed, and you move them that many hexes on the map. There's no free strikes, there's no line of sight. You can move through friendlies, but you can't move through enemies. You can spend a die to attack. So everybody's got melee and or ranged attacks. Every melee or ranged attack has a range in hexes, how many spaces away they can attack, and how many blue or red dice you add to the white dice you roll. This is the only action where you could spend more than 1 white dice. If you wanted to spend 3, you could, but you have to spend a minimum of 1. You roll those, and then every hero has 2 defense values, a low and a high. If you roll their lower defense value, or you beat that, they take a point of damage. If you roll their higher defense value, or higher, they take super damage, and they take 2. So the most damage you can ever do to somebody is 1 or 2. And everyone's got a stamina, usually between 2 or 3.
Yeah, Gubbin, if he takes that super damage, he dies in 1 hit. But other models have a bit more health.
The third common action is raiding. If you're adjacent to a treasure chest token, you can spend a die to raid the treasure chest, where you open it, you roll on the treasure table, and see what stuff you get, which is the main way you're going to get loot, to be able to buy gear cards to upgrade your characters. But all the treasure tables also have better results, like loot and heal somebody, loot and move someone for free. So these actions can be done in any order. You could attack, move, open a chest, move, attack. You can't take the same action more than once with a hero, so you can't move, move, move. There are 2 other less commonly used actions, which are special actions, which are abilities on characters' cards that say you must spend an action die to do this, because all the abilities are always just on. They're passive.
Yeah.
And then there's rigging, and rigging is specific to bounty cards, and we'll talk about that when one of those come up. Sometimes you have bounty cards that say, like, something's malfunctioning, and it's having this effect on the arena, and somebody has to run over there and spend an action die to rig it, and if they're successful, they fix the thing, and you claim the bounty card. And these are all kinds of different narrative effects, and we'll kind of get to those as we play. Mm-hmm. So the idea is, when you pick a hero, you got to really choose how many of your 6 action dice you want to spend on that hero, knowing that you have up to 4 heroes in play at a time, and what you're trying to do for the turn. And when we play, that'll become a little bit more apparent.
Yeah. Also, there is a handy reference card in the box.
Yeah.
That is the actions and all the icon definitions. So when you're a new player, especially, you have a reference right there in front of you for all that stuff.
So I'm going to go first, and for example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 1 die to have my Dez move. So my Dez is going to move 1, 2, 3. So I'm standing, I got 1 model next to the Cortex.
Yeah.
The range on her supercharged bazooka is 3 hexes, so 1, 2, 3.
Don't shoot my Banfist.
I'm going to shoot your Banfist.
Man.
So I'm going to spend 1 white die to perform an attack. I'm not going to spend any extra. So her bazooka's range 3, and whenever I shoot the bazooka, it adds 3 blues and 1 red to the attack. So what is your defense on?
My defense is 3, 5.
So if I roll a 3 or 4, I do 1 point. If I roll a 5 or better, I do 2 points. However, like I said, every hero only has 3 rules. So they're very simple to remember, and there's no memory. There's no like continuous effects in the game. Everything is right on your cards right when you need it. You can look at the board, look at the cards in play, and know immediately what's happening. So there's not like, oh, what happened 2 turns ago? The game was designed so the board state is always, it requires no memory, like in a computer sense.
There's no bookkeeping. So
one of Eris's special abilities is Spotter, that says she lowers the defense of all enemies by 1 against ranged attacks made by models on my team. So when you lower or increase someone's defense, you take both numbers and lower or increase them. So you go from a 3-5 to a 2-4 against ranged attacks because you're within 2 spaces of my Eris. So my Dez is going to shoot.
And miss.
There's no way.
Oh.
I got a 2.
That was close.
I got a 2.
I was almost right.
So I hit you. You take a point of damage.
I take a Band-Aid?
You take a Band-Aid. Dez has a rule on her bazooka that says when you shoot somebody, you can move them 2 spaces, but they have to be further away from you than they started. So I'm going to move your Balthazar. So right now you're 3 away from me. So I'm going to move you here so that you're 5 away from me.
Okay.
So my turn's over.
Okay.
Your turn starts. So the start of your turn, there's 3 things you check. Is there a treasure chest in play? If not, flip over a new card and roll for a new one. Are there 2 bounties in play? If not, flip over new bounty cards until there are 2 in play. And do you have 4 heroes in the arena? If not, you spawn heroes in like we did in the beginning until you have 4 in play.
So what's Eris's movement?
Eris's movement is 5.
So you can get to that cortex no matter what.
100%. You can't stop me.
Unless...
Go on.
So Balthazar also has beatback.
And Dez also has high density armor that says she can't be moved.
I know. I'm not looking at Dez.
Oh, you're
looking
going
at
to
Eris.
punch my Eris?
Yeah. And beatback is 2 spaces.
Go for it.
But she has to be farther away from me than she started.
Yes.
I still can't move her far enough that her speed 5 won't stop you from scoring.
No, I'm getting that one this turn.
Yeah. So I'm just going to... You shot my Dreyfus. I'm going to punch your Eris just because. So
Okay.
I'm going to move.
Okay.
And he is speed 4. So he's going to come around here.
And you're going to spend a die to try and punch me?
And then I'm going to spin a die. I'm only going to roll 1.
Now, his Mechano Fist gets 3 blues. It's range 1.
Yep.
And I am defense 4, super damage defense 5.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just going to roll this.
Go for it.
And I'm also in your way for movement.
Sure. I agree with your assessment.
That is not enough to hit you. So I spent that white die and I put these blues back.
So your turn's over?
So my turn is over.
So I'm going to activate my Eris. My Eris is going to shoot your Bam Fist.
Oh, wait. Banfist has a special action. That if he spends a die, he can remove 2 dice from someone else. But it's other, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise-
He cannot empower himself.
Otherwise, he would go infinite.
Just making sure.
My Eris is going to shoot your Bam Fist. I still have that spotter on you, so you're a 2-4.
Still a 2-4.
So spend 1 white die. Eris gets 3 blues. So 4, I super damage you. I kill you.
He only has 3 stamina.
I know.
He's dead. He's in my cooler.
So when a hero dies, a loot drops to the space they were at. I get a scrap card added to my VP total, so I've got 1 VP.
Yep.
And they go in the cooler. When they're in the cooler, they're knocked out, and they can't be chosen to spawn in the arena. At the end of every round, you have a chance to roll to see if people wake up out of the cooler or if they stay knocked out and aren't chosen to be spawned.
Yeah. And there's a cooler token.
So
Big giant token.
Eris has a rule that says when she shoots somebody, you can move 3 spaces for free. It's called Swift Hunter. So I'm going to move for free 1, 2, 3. I get a loot token because I walk through the space. So I have 1 loot. Maximum you can have is 10. You spend loot to upgrade your characters, but 1's not enough.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to spend another 1 to move. Just normal move. Because that wasn't a move. That was a free move from my attack.
Sure.
I'll end my turn there.
Yep.
I have 2 characters next to the Cortex. I score it. So I add the Brain Snatcher card. And I am at 2 of 7 VPs needed to win. So my turn is over. Oz, your turn starts. So first off, no new treasure chest. We do have a new bounty card. We have Bombing Run. So Bombing Run says place a bomb token in the center of the arena, and then place a target token on a randomly determined spawn gate. So the target is on the 4, which is over here.
Which is the one over there.
Over at the party zone. A hero that walks over the bomb can pick it up, and the only way it can be dropped is if that hero is knocked out. A hero can take the bomb over to the target and spend a white die to rig, and then we'll make a rig test. And if you're successful, you plant the bomb and you score 2 VPs, because that card's worth 2 VPs. Everything that has rigging has a bonus that says you have a better chance at making that roll if you meet the bonus.
Yep.
So the bonus on Bombing Run is if you're undamaged when you make the roll, you have a better chance of success. The downside of Bombing Run is if you make the bomb over here and you make the test and you fail, you take 2 points of damage as the bomb starts blowing up in your hands.
Yeah. It's a very slow explosion.
It's a very slow explosion. Yes.
Very slow.
You're go.
So you're done.
So now you need to spawn someone into the arena.
I am going to spawn my Dreyfus. To a 6. That's
Why?
back there.
We have a thing. We're busy.
Uh-huh. Don't mind me. I'm just standing back here. So I could.
Morse 127 says, the base size is 30, 40, and 50 at the moment, but some models are coming out that won't even have bases.
Yeah.
But
But these are also playable in War Machine and Hordes.
yeah, anything that will be playable in War Machine and Hordes will have a base.
Yeah.
But we're going to put out stuff like spawn gates and treasure chest models and gear models. Those will probably not have bases.
Yeah. So I am going to activate Des.
Yes.
First, pay die to move.
Okay.
At least 3 spaces. She's speed 4, but she can get over there.
Okay.
Then I'm going to pay a die to open that chest. It's a green chest, and she is not a rogue, which is the green color. So
you crack it open.
I
So
don't get.
go ahead
it for
and
free.
roll a blue die and let's see what you get on the treasure table.
I'm gonna roll double. No, I didn't.
You
I
rolled
a single.
1. So that says gain 3 loot tokens, and you can immediately move any model in your crew 2 spaces.
I can move anybody in my crew 2 spaces.
Yes.
So exciting.
Now you also have 3 loot to be able to possibly buy any gear. Loot token is spent during your turn to put gear on any of your heroes. It doesn't have to be the hero that's activating. You can put it on any of your heroes that are in play. So it has to be somebody in the arena. It can't be the people on the bench or the people in the cooler. Every hero can only have 1 piece of gear on them at a time. If you put a new piece of gear on somebody who already has one, the gear already on them bounces back to your hand. And if someone gets knocked out into the cooler while they have gear, your gear breaks and goes in your discard pile. There are some things that allow you to bring gear back to your hand.
So I moved my Dreyfus 2 spaces, which was into the cover over here.
Okay. Because he was right there.
Yeah, he just scooted into that pile of garbage
Cool.
to hide a little bit.
So you see that treasure chests, not only do they give you loot, which is the resource you spend for gear cards, they often will have secondary beneficial abilities like free movements, healing, bringing back broken gear cards, stuff like that.
Well, and if I were to roll the double, the Super Strike, that's a 1 in 6 chance, I would have got to put 2 gear on for free.
Yeah.
So that's even better. So I have 3 loot. Do I want to give anybody any gear? If I give Des the bang rounds, she shoots better, but she gets beat back again, and beat back doesn't stack with beat back.
Correct.
If I give Gubbin the Echo Displacer, you can't shoot him very good.
No, and he always has cover, which permanently increases his defense by 1, so he becomes a 6/7.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spin these 3, I mean.
Yep.
And Gubbin's going to get an Echo Displacer, so he's real hard to kill. Because he's kind of easy to kill.
So gear cards typically will add to either attacks or base abilities on a hero, and sometimes they'll add special actions. Mm-hmm. So the Echo Displacer says Gubbin always has cover, so his defense is always a 6/7 against any attack. And he has Cloak, which says you can't make attacks from range attacks against him if you're outside of 2 spaces away. It's very good on a high defense character like that.
Okay. And there's a lot of strategy to applying gear. Like, if I put the Shard of Wrathrock on Dreyfus, which would make him fight better in melee, but then you killed him before I got to activate him again.
Yeah.
But this is a defensive tech card, so it's
Worth it to put it on.
it's
your
worth it
turn.
to put him on right now.
Yeah.
And there are going to be a lot of gear cards that do a lot of interesting things in this game.
I agree.
And the combos are fun and crazy.
So your Dez is shooting my Dreyfus?
My Dez is shooting your Dreyfus.
I am a 3/6.
That is a 4.
I'll take a
That
point.
is A damage.
Now you got beat back on your
I do.
bazooka. Do you want to push me 2 spaces?
Uh-huh. I'm going to push you on the other side of my
I dig it.
James.
Okay, my go.
So I've got 1 action die left for next turn.
So first thing I have to do on my turn is I have to flip over the next treasure chest, which is the puzzle chest. The puzzle chest, its special rule is that specialists can open it for free. My Balthazars are specialists.
Yep.
So let's roll to see where the treasure chest pops up. It shows up at the 5.
The other thing I really like about
very
those
lucky.
kind of interactions and stuff, Tony, leave that camera there for a second, is that color coding. So all the specialists have a purple background on their card, and so does the chest that the specialists open.
But there's also, for anybody who has colorblind issues, there are icons.
There are icons
and it's
and
all
words.
in text. So
Yeah.
you don't need to be able to see
Yeah.
colors. Like if you have any kind of color blindness, this
Yep.
is not going to throw you off. You'll be
yeah,
fine.
it's just an extra quick reference.
So my Balthazar is going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the kind of chest he can open for free.
Yep.
So I'm going to open that without spending an action die. Roll a blue die. I got a single, which says gain 3 loot, and I can return a piece of discarded gear back to my hand. I don't have that yet.
Yeah, gear doesn't get discarded until it gets broken, which it has to be on a character to get broken.
Yes. So I'm done. I've got 1 die left. Your turn starts, Oz. The next chest is the hidden chest, which scouts can open for free. Our scout currently in play is Eris.
Yep.
And it's going to appear at the 4 over here. So as you can see, like that all happened really fast, and that's because once you know the rules of this game, turns just go like boom, 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 boom. This game takes like 20 minutes to play a full game, maybe less. So we're taking a little bit of time because we're explaining things as we go, so that all of you haven't seen the game. But this is like the perfect super fast game, and if you want to add someone else after, no rules change. You just add a third person and then keep playing in the next game.
Yeah. So and if you have a limited amount of time or a long amount of time, you can always adjust the VP scores that you want to win. There's a lot of little ways to change the game the way you want. Yeah. Like playing larger numbers of heroes, fewer numbers of heroes, all those kind of things. And we're going to put out formats for that, but also it's really easy to come up with your own.
Yep.
So I have 1 action die left.
Get it.
So if anybody uses this to move, they can't do anything else.
Correct.
Dreyfus has 3 hit points, and I've done A damage to him.
Yeah, he's got 2 left.
So I'm going to have my James
punch him.
Punch your Dreyfus.
Go for it. I'm a 3/6.
Yeah.
James isn't super great offensively, but she can take the hits for other people.
Super good defense.
And if you punch her in melee, she does a point of damage back to you afterwards, which in this game, when everybody's got 2 or 3 health, is like really strong. So
the other option is to have my Gubbin run up and grab that bomb. I think that's funnier. I'm going to change my mind.
Okay.
My Gubbin's going to grab that bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Gubbin has the
bomb. So Gubbin runs up and grabs a bomb.
Gubbin's like, you're not...
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the technical issues. Apparently, Gubbin grabbed the bomb and you broke the stream on us.
One of my favorite things about Gubbin is the name of his ranged attack is Too Many Explosives. So obviously, when he grabs a hold of a bomb, he gets even more excited and things just go crazy. Also, it could be the pig's fault.
So, back to it. I'm going to go ahead and take my last action this turn. Make sure we're 100% good to go, Tony. Tony says we're 100% good to go.
Well,
our screen shows blackness, so I had to make sure.
Shows the logo, so we weren't sure. Okay.
I'm going to move my Dreyfus.
Move that Dreyfus. You're going to move him as regular move, not his special jetpack move.
No, I'm just moving.
Okay.
Cool. So the turn's over because we've all spent all our dice. If one player still has dice left to go, if it's your turn and you don't have any dice left, all you can do is pass, and you keep going until every player spends all of their dice. Yeah. So at the end of the turn, the first thing you do is you scoop all the white dice back up.
Another important part about that is my Bamfist had 2 of my dice. When he went to the cooler, I didn't get those dice back.
Correct. Then, if you have people in the cooler, you roll a white die for every character in the cooler, and every strike you roll is how many people you can wake up.
Bamfist.
So Bamfist wakes up. So he's available to spawn later on.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the turn, any characters on the center space or adjacent to the center space can evacuate. This is mainly like if you need someone to get out because you want to spawn a different hero based on what's happening in the arena, but that person can't be damaged. I'm not going to evacuate anybody.
I'm not going to... Gubbin would evacuate and drop the bomb right there, and he would lose his gear. So we're not going to do that.
So round 2 starts. Oz, you and I, we roll off to see who gets the first turn.
I rolled better this time. I got a 5.
I got 3. So you were taking the first turn.
I think I know exactly what my first turn is going to be.
Now, Gubbin has a special rule, one of his 3 special rules, that he can move through enemy models.
Yes, that's why. All rogues all the time. All rogues all the time.
So you're going to run through my Dreyfus and go plant the bomb?
5.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to stay next to James because she has that defense bonus that she can take hits for people.
Yep.
So he's going to go there.
And we're going to do a rig test?
He's going to spend a die to rig.
Okay, so this is the 5th action we were talking about, rigging. So when you rig, you roll 3 blue dice, and if you get 3 or more strikes, you successfully do the bounty. It's the same for every character. However, if you meet the benefit, you get a red die as well.
And I am currently undamaged.
Yeah, the bombing run benefit is you're undamaged.
Yeah.
If you fail this, you take 2 damage, which, by the way,
Gubbin has... kill Gubbin.
Gubbin has 2 life.
Gubbin likes explosives.
Go for it. I mean, Gubbin planting a bomb does seem hilarious.
I mean, yeah, he should get a bonus just because he's Gubbin and he plants bombs. He doesn't plant them great. He's not careful with bombs. He throws them wildly. Okay, so I need a 3 or I die.
Go for it.
No pressure. That's... Wow. Gubbin has bombs.
So the bomb token and the target token disappear. And the bombing run... Also, you rolled 2 or more super strikes on this.
I did. I got lucky.
So you score bombing run and get lucky in the same turn.
Bam.
So you're suddenly at 3 to my 2. Thanks, Oz.
And I could spend a white die to attack. because I've moved and I've rigged. I could like throw a bomb at your Dreyfus and hope for a really good roll, but I don't have the loot. I'd rather not do that yet because I can't make Gubbin better at hitting, and he gets 4 blue dice, so he's got better than James's 3, but it's not probably quite enough to hurt a Dreyfus because he's big and tough. So I'm just gonna stop.
Just gonna take your 3 VPs.
I scored those 3 VPs. We'll see what the next
My turn starts.
next things are.
Again, I've got 4 people in the arena. There's a treasure chest in play, but there are no bounties, so I have to flip over bounties until there's 2.
Yep.
So the first one is, look, a death trap.
Oh, my favorite.
A death trap token appears on the center of the arena. If a hero is ever in the same space as that token, they're knocked out immediately.
Yes.
At the end of each player's turn, they can move the token 1 space. So there's a wandering death trap.
Yeah.
Heroes adjacent to it, which means the space next to it, can spin an action die to rig, normal rig roll, and if you successfully make your roll, you break the trap and it's worth 2 VPs. The rig bonus, which is listed down here, says scouts and fighter class heroes get the rig bonus. So they're a little bit better at doing it.
Yep.
The other bounty that popped up is frickin' imposters. That says if you knock out someone that is the same class as you, you score this one. And if they also have the exact same name as you, you also get 3 loot in addition.
Yeah.
So we've got frickin' imposters, look at death trap, and the hidden chest is still active.
Yep.
Chat's been down for a little bit, guys. I know y'all are still talking, but like, there's
Yeah.
a massive amount of technical issues right now. So I apologize if we're not able to talk to y'all at the moment.
Not all the stream and everything came back all at once.
Yeah.
So we're back on, but various other parts of it are down.
So we apologize. We're not ignoring anybody who's talking in
Yeah.
stream. We just actually can't see what you're saying. We hope that you're still enjoying the show, though.
So what are you going to do?
My turn now, and I want to get away from that trap, or I just want to walk over and break it immediately. Do you have anybody who's damaged?
I don't have anybody damaged anymore because you killed Dreyfus. I mean, Bamfist. I keep wanting to call him Dreyfus for some reason. You have only 1 damage on your Dreyfus.
All right. If I walk Eris over here, and I try and rig the trap, and I fail, I have 3 of my heroes standing around the trap, which is going to be super bad for me.
Well, yeah, because if you put her here, no matter where you move the trap, it's going to be touching one of your heroes.
Yeah,
still.
no, I'm super not into it. So I can either...
There's also that chest you could open for free.
Yeah, I think I'm going to risk it, though.
Yeah.
Because I want the 2 VPs from the death trap. So if it shows up and I can break it immediately, because I'm just in a good position. My Eris is right here, and she's a scout. Then I can get rid of that thing before it starts going on a tear. Because we were doing demos at Lock and Load, and the death trap lasted for like 7 turns.
Same thing happened in one of my games.
And it was just murdering everything. So
it's like a shark. It swims around really slowly and just eats people.
I'm going to try and kill it before this gets out of control. So my Eris is going to... My Eris is going to shoot your Dreyfus.
Really?
So you're in cover. So you're up from a 3/6 to a 4/7.
Yeah.
But you're in my spotter range. So you're down to a 3/6. So I'm going to try and shoot you and see if I can hit the 3.
That looks like it.
I mean, that's almost super damage. So you take a point.
Yep, I took a point damage.
Eris has that special rule that says when she shoots somebody, she gets to move 3 spaces for free.
Yep.
So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Stand next to my Dreyfus because he gives me cover.
Yeah.
And then
that is what all the guards do in the game.
Yeah. And I'm going to spin a die and I'm going to try and rig. So I need 3 successes. Oh, yeah.
You did.
Let's get this thing out of the game. Death trap broken immediately.
Which brings you up to 5 or 4?
4.
Oh,
I'm
4.
at 4.
Okay.
So my turn ends. Your turn starts. Let's see what the next bounty is. Bullet magnet. Place a turret token on a random treasure beacon. So it
6,
appears
right in the middle.
Right there.
Okay.
Heroes can walk up to it and rig to try and break it. Gunners and guards get the extra die, the rig bonus.
That was handy because you got a couple of those around.
And if you fail the rig roll, the turret fires and everybody within 2 spaces of it takes a point of damage.
Did you say the Rick roll?
Rig roll.
The
rig roll.
The rig roll.
Yeah.
Hungy, we're still messing about over here. So what was the score you got last turn?
I am currently at 4 to Oz's 3.
Yeah, I'm at 3.
Thank you.
So this is when I take a Big Tony turn.
Go for it.
Big Tony. So one of the things that's really interesting about this game is it's very much a party game, if you can't tell by now. in that things are popping up and happening, and you're kind of reacting. You're making plans, especially in the one-on-one, because you can be like, well, I can hit Dreyfus over there and shove him closer to that model who can then try to kill him for the scrap point.
The game is designed so that when it's your turn, you're not thinking 3 or 4 turns ahead.
Yeah.
You're looking at what are the cards in play, what are my heroes in play, and you have player agency in the decision you're making right then.
Yeah.
I designed this game so that it's like good for younger audiences. It's good for adults. It's fun. The player agency and the strategy is simple to learn, but there's a lot to go into. There's a lot of like crazy combos and lines you can learn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not like War Machine levels of depth, right? And it's not supposed to be.
And it also gets crazier the more people you add.
It is.
So this is a pretty tame game and pretty like static in that we're fighting each other, and the damage I put on you, I can guarantee I can.
Versus a 3-player game
use
where
that
kill
damage.
stealing is the thing.
Yeah.
The other thing about this game is I also wanted a game where if somebody wasn't paying attention, when it got to their turn, you could look at the table, look at the cards, and immediately know what's going on.
They're a little inebriated.
Yeah, if you're a little drunk,
Yeah.
or you're sitting on your phone sending your grandma photos on Facebook of your new potbelly pig you got, and
He's not.
you
Are
you
you
weren't
talking bad about the pig?
Yeah.
The new pig?
yeah, you weren't paying attention, you could look up and then be able to take a turn
Yeah.
immediately.
So I'm going to take a big turn and try to do a lot of stuff.
Go for it.
So I'm going to first activate Des.
Yes.
She's going to open that chest.
Roll for it.
I'm going to roll a super strike. It's going to be awesome. I rolled a single. So that's the middle.
Gain 3 loot tokens, and you can immediately move a model in your crew 2 spaces.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. So 3 and 2 spaces. That doesn't get Des where I wanted, because I want Des to also do this turret because it's the gunner
Sure.
and the guard thing. But 2 spaces is also Dreyfus moving up there.
Sure.
Now I can't activate Dreyfus and Des.
No, it still does.
I already picked Des to activate. But putting Dreyfus up there means that I've got some other positioning. He could, but he can also shift 2 spaces forward and still be in cover. But I'll put him there. Okay,
Sure.
So that's the first thing I'm going to do.
Step 1.
Second thing.
Open a treasure chest.
Yeah. Second thing is
And Dreyfus gets all excited and runs up.
Dreyfus is like, ooh, I'll help with this gun. And then I'm going to move Des.
Yeah.
I have 3 loot, and I have numerous things I could pay.
And yes, Sabian, we can see the chat again. Tony is a maestro of streaming. There were some technical issues that just stuff happens. Gremlins get in the system, and he has been fixing it during this whole stream. So everyone in chat, please tell Tony how wonderful he is,
Tony's the best.
if you don't mind.
Okay, I'm going to do something weird.
If you're watching this on YouTube later, please comment. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah. I'm going to give Des the galvanic repulsor
Okay.
for 2 loot. It says that I get the shove ability.
Yeah.
Shove says when I do it, I can move an adjacent enemy up to 4 spaces.
They just have to end further away
And
from
they
you.
can't end closer to me than they started. So a lot of the things that are like away in the game say things like that because you're on a hex grid and it's easy to count.
And that adds a special action, which those are the ones that you have to spend a white die to turn that ability on.
So I spent the die to move already, so Des is going to move.
Okay? So you've given her
He's
the
right here.
galvanic repulsor gear. You cracked open the chest.
Yep.
You've moved over next to the turret.
She's going to try and rig that turret.
Okay, so 3 blues,
She
and
gets 3 blues,
and
and
over it?
she's a gunner, so she gets the bonus.
man, if you fail this, so many people are about to get shot by the turret.
Yeah, but it's 2 and 2. It's fine.
Your chances are pretty good. Plus, we've been rolling really hot on the rig
Yeah.
rolls. Like, oh,
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, I would have gotten lucky again, but there wasn't another get lucky.
So you break the turret. You're
Yep.
at 5
Puts me up to
VPs.
5 VPs. And then I have an action die, and I just gave her that shove thing.
Do you want to shove somebody?
I do.
Who do you want to shove?
Just for the fun of it, just to show people the game. Not that this is tactically wise. I'm going to shove your Des with my Des.
Des can't be moved by enemy effects.
I know. That's what
You don't want to do
I'm
that.
gonna shove your heiress to get her away from my people so that she doesn't get the bonus to shoot me.
Push me 4 spaces. I just
So I can't move you through friends when I'm shoving you around, because models can move through friends.
yeah, you can move me through.
I can move you
Yeah.
through friends. Okay, well then we're gonna shove you as far in a straight line as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It didn't have to be in a straight line. If you wanted to, you could have
Sure.
pushed me like
I could
1,
have
2,
shoved
3,
you.
4. Yeah.
Any place that you weren't adjacent to me was technically legal.
Yep.
So I shoved you over there, and I burnt all of my action dice.
Yeah, I get to just keep going.
You get 4 action dice.
Yeah. So my
For the
turn
rest of the
starts.
round.
So first off, the next treasure chest is the ticking chest, which says that guards open it for free.
And we have a lot of guards in play right now because James and Dreyfus.
It's over here in friggin' Northrend. And we have a new bounty card because we only have freaking imposters in play. Get paid. Get paid says if a hero who already has gear on them opens the treasure chest, you score the bounty.
I would have liked that earlier, but I opened the treasure chest to get the gear. So,
All right,
it was a trade.
get ready for some rapid fire turns here.
Yeah.
My Banfist is going to go. My Banfist is going to spend 1 to use his Empower special ability. It says I choose another hero within 2 spaces of me that's friendly,
Yeah.
and I take 2 action die on them
Yeah.
and put them back in my dice well. So I'm going to take 2 off of Eris and put them back in my dice well. So now my Eris has no dice on her, which means I can activate her again.
Yeah. Is that all you're going to do for that turn?
That is all I'm going
Okay.
to do. You know what? I'm also going to move. No, I've got plenty of loot. I don't need to do that. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm going to activate. So it goes to your turn.
Yeah,
you don't have any
I
dice.
passed.
So you don't have any. You don't actually take a turn.
And even if there wasn't a treasure chest card out there, or whatever, my turn wouldn't start because I don't have a turn. I've passed already, so I don't get to do anything.
It comes back to me. I'm going to spend 2 loot. And I'm going to give Sir Dreyfus the Hyper Spring boots.
The Hyperspring boots.
They say when I run, I can roll 2 red dice, and every strike I roll, I add that to my speed. But every blank I roll, I take a point of damage.
Yeah.
Dreyfus
Blow yourself up
is going
with
to
these
run.
boots. Blow up. Oh,
I'll take a point,
he didn't kill himself.
and I'm up to speed 5.
Yep.
And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to spend a white die to use his leap special ability. It says I place him 2 spaces.
Yeah.
I'll
Because he's
put
a
him there.
jetpack. It's also pretty obvious what these models do. You're
yeah.
like, Dreyfus has a jetpack. Obviously, he can jump around. Jess has a giant bazooka. It's going to push people because it's big.
Yep.
Like, it's really easy when you see a new model to grab what its rules do and wrap your brain around them super fast.
Yes, there no more than 3 rules per hero, and that's on purpose. I will open the treasure chest for free because I am a guard.
Yep.
I'll roll my loot table. It says gain 4 loot tokens, and you can immediately remove all damage from a model in your crew.
Man.
So
I was really hoping that Dreyfus would stay at 1 hit point.
My Dreyfus will heal to full. Then I raided a treasure chest with somebody who was already equipped with gear. So I get paid.
Yep.
So I am now.
Are we tied now? Or are you still 1?
I'm at 5.
Okay, we're tied.
Back to me. So I end my turn. You still don't have a turn because you went crazy
I went
heavy on all
crazy
your dice.
Because I shoved you for no apparent reason just to show people how the game works.
So we continue just going like normal. The next chest that shows up will be the spiked chest, which gunners open for free. It appears at the 6.
Right there in the middle.
Nice. And we have another bounty. Wrecked Face. Wrecked Face says if you open a chest and super damage an enemy in the same turn, you get it and it's worth 2. So what am I at? 5? So if I can super damage you and open this chest, I win the game. Seems legit. I'm going to spend 3 of my gear. I'm going to put the bang rounds onto my Dez, which make her shot get an extra red die and give it beat back, but she's already got beat back.
She's already but there's still a good reason to put that on her because it gives her an extra red die.
I'm going to activate Dez. She's a gunner, so I'm going to open this treasure chest for free.
Yep.
I get 3 loot for rolling a blank. No matter what you roll, you always get a little something.
Yeah. And if anybody doesn't know the odds of these dice, there are 3 single hits and 2 blanks. So you're normally going to get the middle thing.
Yeah. Then I'm going to spend my last 3 action die on a shot from Dez into your Dez.
Oh.
So her bazooka adds 3 blue and 1 red, and then the bang rounds I just equipped her with give her an extra red. Because if I super damage you, I will have opened a treasure chest and super damage an enemy in the same turn, which is worth 2, which puts me at 7, which lets me win the game.
Also, the other interesting thing about this is we've been saying heroes of the same class have the same ability. And the gunner ability is aim, which says you can reroll white dice. So gunners often roll more white dice in attacks than other players.
Runewise points out on the stream, the consequence for Ramboing is interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
If you Rambo, you would lose a lot of activations.
Yeah.
So I need to roll a 6. I have... No!
You rolled a 4.
Hold on.
But you can reroll those whites.
Dez has the aim ability. It says this model can reroll any number of action die.
Yeah, so you can reroll all of them.
I'm going to reroll all 3. I need to get 2. I need to get 2 more to win the game.
Yep.
2 more? Tony, do you believe in me?
No.
I believe
No
him
way.
always.
Oh,
See?
there you go.
Tony,
Congratulations.
you're the best, and I love you for it. So I get the wreck face card because I super damaged you.
Yeah.
Also, was that Dez already injured?
No, I just put that on her.
Okay.
You did not kill her, but you did super damage her. But it doesn't matter because the game just ended.
Correct. So that
'Cause
puts
you
me.
won.
That puts me at 7. What'd you end at? 5?
I earned 5.
So we
I
were one big bounty
I
away
could've
from winning.
possibly won with a like if your Dreyfus wouldn't have healed,
Yes.
then killing him for the scrap and maybe getting a bounty or whatever. Also, yeah, like I said, if you were sitting there with an opponent that had multiple white dice and you had 1 left, you wouldn't do something like I shove your Eris across the table.
Sure, yeah.
But I wanted to highlight a couple more pieces of gear.
Yeah. So what y'all just watched was a full game. That's
Yep.
everything. If you've watched that and kept along, you now know every rule of how to play Riot Quest.
Yep.
To me, the fun of the game comes in, there's going to be different maps. The next map coming out is going to be like 2 pirate ships passing, and then building your own crew. Between now and next lock and load, there's going to be 30 new heroes added, and you pick between 5 and 10. So you really get to customize what your salvage team is and the abilities you bring. And then all the gear cards you own, they're not tied to specific heroes. So if you bring 5 heroes, you just bring 5 gear cards. If you bring 10, you bring 10.
Yeah.
And it's out of your entire collection.
Yeah, these telescoping blades that come with James can be played with Crawtooth without James and the crew.
They can be
And
played on
that's
Dreyfus.
just straight up awesome.
Yeah. So Riot Quest, it's coming out of Gen Con, then pre-releasing at Gen Con, then in store shortly after. If you're looking for a very fast-paced, very easy to learn, but fun sort of like casual party miniatures board game, it's
got a lot of words in the description.
well, it's really it's got a lot of uniqueness to
Yeah,
it. Like there's a lot of other hex-based arena skirmish games on the market, right? And there's a lot of comparisons, but this is definitely not a competitive game. This is definitely meant to be like models. Put your models together, paint them how you like them, have fun. And I think the chaos element and you can only react to your own turn is very appealing, and it's very fun. You're not like having to do the chess style plan out 5 or 6 turns in advance. Just take your turn, have fun, and do something cool. And then you still have like, it's not just wackadoo, what I do doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like
you still have big plans.
you have a choice to make every turn, and that choice matters, and that choice can win you the game. So for example, Oz blowing all his white dice in one turn, he made a choice that then allowed me to like rapid fire take a bunch of activations, which helped me win the game.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that can happen. It's not just completely random and nothing you do has any importance whatsoever. So,
But it also does help when like the gunner chest pops up right next to a gunner.
And stuff
who
like
can
that's-
then open it without moving.
stuff like that's
there-
gonna happen,
There's
like-
there's little benefits here and there that are just circumstances lining up perfectly.
And things like that. Like my Eris was right next to the death trap when it popped up, so I was able to run over and open it or break it really fast and get points. Versus saying my Eris being over here, and then me having to run over with a hero that didn't get the bonus and failing, and then you having the death trap run amok through my team and kill all my guys.
Yeah.
And I think that the bounty cards being random and the treasure chests being random, and then where you appear and having that random element not be overbearing, but just enough means that every time you play the game, you're going to get a very different experience. And then as soon as you add another bounty deck or a different map, you're getting a very different game.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of the map.
Yeah.
Somebody in here claimed that the map with the dragon corpse on it was just some rumors started by the community at the con, just hoping.
That's something I would like to do.
Yeah. So that's not some sort of somebody on the internet said they wanted to make a dragon corpse. Since this is happening in the apocalypse of the Iron Kingdoms, a dragon might have crashed into a city at some point, and there might be a crazy map with a dragon body on it.
For both Facebook and Twitch chat, I see a lot of people saying they're very excited about the game. That's awesome. And like I see somebody saying that if there was a Riot Quest mini crate, they would subscribe immediately. Thank you. We do hope that you all get a chance to play it soon. You know, if you're coming to Gen Con, we'll be demoing it nonstop. And if you're not at Gen Con, then it'll be in your stores right after. $50 gets you a starter set, and you're going to play. We're going to be playing this a lot more, and we're going to be talking about it a lot more. So there's a lot of cool stuff to say for Riot Quest. We've got tons of releases between now and next lock and load, and the game has development planned out through like 2021, and we're already going into like 2022.
Yeah, we're playtesting into 21.
Yeah.
But we're planning farther out.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a cool casual game, this is one we're making that we're going to be supporting for a very long time to come.
Yeah.
So thank you all for joining us. Our next stream is next week. We're not doing Get Your Paint On this week. The next stream should be Wednesday. That'll be the normal dev chat with myself, Oz, and maybe Jolson?
No, Jeff is traveling next week
Jeff's traveling next week.
because next week is 4th of July.
Yeah, so we'll be here Wednesday, but we won't have a stream on Thursday
Yeah.
because that is the 4th of July. So there won't be a Get Your Paint On until 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So until next time, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching the game. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.